Hello everyone, welcome to TVF Books. I hope everyone is doing fine. And as promised, I'm back again, or rather, we are back with another video on the themes of a silent song story. And we are gonna get right into it. So, the first theme that we can find in the story is the theme of religion. This theme is one of the primary focus of Ezekiel's interactions. Who is a preacher? Ezekiel is a preacher. So the theme of religion is one of the primary focus of the preacher, Ezekiel, his interactions with his brother Mbani. When he's trying to convince him and encourage him to accept Christ and also to get baptized, we can see that Ezekiel is depicted as a deeply religious person who believes in God and also is trying so hard to turn his brother's life to Christ and to God so that he can also be saved and not go where sinners go to, whichever that place is, if it's hell or going to burn forever in that hell. Yeah, so he's trying really hard to avoid that for his brother. But unfortunately, I don't think he manages to do that because Mbane dies before he accepts that he's willing to turn his life to Christ or to God. Then again, we are not very sure because we are not very sure if he's not going to go to heaven because we don't see anywhere in the story whereby Mbane, apart from refusing or not being sure if he does know who, if he believes in God or not, we don't see much of him not doing according to his will. But if you think any different, then let me know down below, right? Yeah, and then yeah, Ezekiel. I don't know what is with this name Ezekiel because recently, not so long ago, there was a certain pastor from the coastal region. I believe you saw this in the news and your social media platforms where you are going through different stuff. So apparently, Ezekiel had a predicament with the government because it was alleged that some people died in his service while he was preaching. And I think that these were among the sick people who usually visit the church to get prayers so that they can get better or recover. But then again, for my opinion, then again for preachers and pastors and men of God and women of God as well, should be, or rather, not we because I don't think I'm one of them. They should be really careful because sometimes do not just accept anyone to the church. By anyone, I don't mean that do not accept people who want to get prayers and who want your service, who want to be led to Christ and all that. No, I'm just saying do not accept those people that you think or it's clearly evident that they're very ill and they need medical attention from the experts who are the doctors and the nurses and all the healthcare practitioners found in hospitals. So it's very significant for them to identify that some other cases they cannot be able to handle. Then they just let those, or rather, they can go pray for them in the hospitals. That's safer because if it's true that people died in his church under his watch, then that is not so nice, is it? I don't think it is. Yeah. But anyways, it's alleged, so it's not something which is proven. It's not something which is true. I don't believe, or rather, I have no information if there is enough evidence to show that people died in his church. But yeah, and whilst we are at this topic of religion, yesterday, so at the time that I'm recording this video is 10th July 2023. So yesterday there was a Catholic priest who died hours after signing into a lodging with a lover, a lady, obviously. And according to the rules of the Catholic Church, they're not supposed to do that, have affairs, apart from having an affair with Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's a lot. I know I've been giving you lots of stories when we are supposed to look at themes and all that, but you're not in school, okay? Yeah, you can get some few stories here and there. It's not bad, is it? Yeah, so the other theme now, the second theme is the theme of compassion and caring. Now, the theme of compassion and caring, we can see it from Ezekiel and his wife Sarah. Ezekiel is a compassionate person because he cares so much about his brother's deliverance from the worldly life that he thinks his brother lives, and trying so hard to turn his life to Christ, right? Yeah, so because it's evident that Zeke tries to guide his brother towards accepting God in his life. And also, the other most important thing is that Sarah is a caring person. There's a part in this book where, or rather in the story, where Sarah comes in to the hut, and then where Mbane is sleeping, or rather lying in the bed, and then she asks Mbane to take this medicine. This is what the book says, or the story says, or the author illustrates, or the way it's written, right? Take this medicine. This was his brother's wife, who is Sarah, breaking into the hut, and slowly and tenderly she raised his head, Mbane's head, remember very well, and put the cup to his mouth, Mbane's mouth. So I don't think there are very many people who can do this. In this world of ours, the current world of ours, the 21st century, I don't think you're going to get very many people willing to even touch you when they know that you are ill. And also now for Mbane's case, Mbane was a beggar, right? So there's a beggar, obviously very many people might think this is a very dirty person, and he's also sick, and he's also blind, and he's been in the streets for long, and let's just say he's not very healthy. So there are not very many people who would love to, or would be willing, or would be okay to nurse such a person. So there's a theme of compassion and caring from Sarah, um, because Sarah is a compassionate and caring person. You see, this is not his brother directly, rather his brother-in-law, but is willing to do all this for him. So Sarah is a good person. Let's all be good people, just like Sarah, okay? Yeah. And then now the third theme is alcoholism. Alcoholism is depicted in the story when Mbane recalls the street of the city where he was begging with nostalgia, whereby he remembers the voices of good men and women who turned drunk in the refuge of the night brothels. So you can see clearly that there is a theme of alcoholism. There were drunk people who Mbane used to see each and every time because he's always in the streets and he can see everything that's happening around him, right? Yeah. That's another theme. And now, the after alcoholism, obviously, there's another theme, which is prostitution. So this theme is evident through Mbane's act of remembering how pimps and whores smile their way into the drunk people's pockets, scratching one another's faces in the process. And so, guys, this is something which is common, I believe, when we are walking through the streets and then find places where there are clubs and pubs, or whichever name you might want to call them. You find ladies around the corners of those clubs or in the clubs. And I say ladies because that's what I usually see. Have nothing against the ladies or anything like that, but here in Kenya, that is what I'm used to. I'm used to see ladies. I haven't seen very many men, or actually, I've never seen a man um, selling his body. I've seen a lot of ladies though do that. All right, but tell me if I'm wrong. You can, if you've seen one, you can comment down below and then tell us so that we know also. But I believe they're there. I'm not being ignorant that there are no men who do that. I'm very sure they are. All right. Yeah, but now in our society, this is something that happens mostly in ladies. So ladies, a lot of ladies are selling their bodies for money. It's not a good thing, you know. Yeah, because I believe if they had something better to do or a choice to choose from, as you guys do, because you're young right now, for the young ones at least, all right? Because we might be having another audience of older people watching, which is fine, which is good. But now I'm talking to the young people who are in school, I believe in high school, right? Yeah, and then I just want to tell you, you should try as much as you can when you come out here. And most of the candidates, after you finish high school, do not just sit at home, wait to go to uni, all right? Just start any business, and small, might be very small, but engage yourself with doing something and get used to trying to make your own money, all right? Yet not depend on people, because now if those people do not offer you what you want, that's when now um, we see things like this, things like whores, ladies selling their bodies, and even men selling their bodies. If they do, I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, so find something to do, right? Yeah, just do that. Engage yourself, be busy. Join a gym, join dancing classes, join anything. Just be busy, and also find a way to make something for yourself. A little bit of money, and then you'll get used to it, all right? Yeah. And I don't mean for those only who will go to uni, because it doesn't mean that life only continues when you go to university. There are very many people out here who never went to uni or any college or anything of the sort, but they already have their education from high school and they're doing great things, make a lot of money and stuff. So please, if you also haven't gotten a good grade, or what you consider good, because I believe every grade is good considering the person, all right, the way you think, you're thinking. So go out there, do something fine, do something nice, do something constructive, do something that is profitable, do something that is not bad for you, do something that will bring you benefit in terms of financials, finances rather, no financials, finances. And yeah, you don't have to go to uni. Everyone should find something to engage themselves into, so that we cannot get to this um, um, rampant um, easy things to do like prostitution. All right. Yeah, and then now the other theme is purpose in life. And this theme, the protagonist Mbane is depicted as being a highly introspective and reflective person, as he thinks a lot about his life and the world that is surrounding him. And then, guys, that's all for today. That's all I had for our video today on themes. I believe there are very, very many other themes that you can find in the book because you're smart people. Don't forget that you're very, very intelligent, very brilliant, and very smart. So you go find other themes like the theme of suffering. Yeah, if I can touch on that a little bit, I saw somewhere in the book that Mbane could only afford to take a shower when it's raining. So the raindrops, it's the only means, or that is the only water that he uses to take a shower, meaning he doesn't intentionally or deliberately go taking a shower because he doesn't have that kind of resource, you know. So you can imagine how difficult it is for the guy who only affords to take a shower when it's raining, meaning what usually happens during the drought season when there's no rain at all. It might go for like months and months, like 3 months, no rain, nothing. Now you can imagine this guy doesn't take a shower at all. And that is crazy. Have you ever imagined when you do not take a shower for like 2 days, the way you usually feel? Like you're scratching each and every part of your body. You see, you feel like you're not a human being anymore. But now this guy doesn't take a shower at all because he can't afford to buy water. He can't afford a place to sleep. He can't afford literally anything at all. So that must be a lot of suffering. And still in suffering, you can see the guy is blind, he's sick, he's a beggar. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but also, so when you find the beggars, um, I'm not advising this entirely, but if you are that person, you can help them with your 10 shillings, 20 bob, 100 bob, 50 shillings, 200, whichever amount you want to. But remember also that these people, some of them are in the streets begging because they were thieves. They were found stealing. Maybe their legs were chopped off. The mob justice was almost finishing them. Then the police came and helped them. And their legs, they don't have. I'm saying this because I've seen a guy who's a beggar. And apparently, before that, he was a thief. And then, so you just don't help anyone. And also, in these streets of Nairobi, there are very many people who are just lazy and idle. They don't want to work, they just want money for free. So they'll sit down there and then coil their legs as if they have a problem. But they're perfectly fine and healthy. Just don't want to work. They want your money for free. So be very careful. Don't just go out dishing money anyhow the way you like or think that everyone is suffering when they're really not. So yeah, be careful and be mindful where you put your cash or who you help. Also, you cannot help anyone. Yeah, or not anyone. Sorry, you cannot help everyone in this world. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it's been a good one. Been good interacting with you guys.